Hello and welcome to Stoke Park Junior School Year 6 Residential for 2022. Next year we plan to take your children to Fairthorne Manor, which is at Curbridge, and the dates that we have booked are Monday the 7th of November to Friday the 11th of November 2022. My name is Mrs. Small. I'm the Teaching and Learning Leader for Year 6 and I will be taking you through this presentation. So where is Fairthorne Manor exactly? I'm sure many of you do know where it is, but for those that don't, it is situated between Botley and Curbridge, and it is only just under 6 miles away from Bishopstoke, as you can see on the map here. So we have Bishopstoke, and there we have the YMCA, where your children will stay for the duration of their time on the school residential. So last week, we sent home a video, the official video from Fairthorne Manor that they provided us with, and hopefully you've now had the opportunity to watch the video with your children, and that it started to whet their appetite to what is on offer for them if they decide to go on the school residential next year. But let me give you a little bit more information about Fairthorne Manor itself. So Fairthorne Manor is part of the YMCA group, and their aim is to inspire young people, to give them memories that last a lifetime, and also they are a registered charity, so they don't do it for profit. And their mission is to champion and add value to young lives by providing experiences that challenge and enable them to develop as individuals. So let's look at some of these challenges and experiences that your children could partake in when they go next year. They learn to face a challenge. They will learn new skills with expert staff safely. They have a huge sports hall there. When Mrs. Grist and I went there last week, we were hugely impressed with the facilities that were on offer. Some of the activities that your children take will be outdoors, and some of them will be in the sports hall. They learn to work together. Teamwork is hugely important at Fairthorne Manor, relying on other people, working as a team, getting through a task together, and they have many opportunities in their week there to work together as a team. They also learn to trust themselves and put themselves in situations that they normally wouldn't be in. They have 2 zip wires at Fairthorne Manor. I quite fancy having a go at one myself. One goes over the lake and one goes into the woodland, and it's the woodland one I think we can see here. They also learn to put their trust in others as well. When Mrs. Grist and I came, we watched a group of children actually doing the crate challenge, and they looked as though they were having amazing fun there. But that is something that I won't be trying when I go next year. And they've also got 2 climbing walls at Fairthorne Manor. And again, your children will probably have the opportunity to go on these if they want to. Fairthorne will never push a child to do anything that they don't want to do. They'll encourage them to have a go, but if they say they don't, they will not be forced to actually do anything. So don't worry if you or your child is worrying that they have to do every activity. That's certainly not the case. They also learn about the ecosystems. At Fairthorne Manor, there's nearly 100 acres of land to explore with the qualified staff that they have leading the activities. And we have the River Hamble that goes on one side. They've got a lake there, and they've got an amazing woodland that we can just explore and look at the ecosystems there. They also learn that the teachers have a funny side. We seem to get roped into all sorts of strange and bizarre goings on whilst we're there, but we do have really good fun with the children as well. So these are some of the activities at Fairthorne Manor that your children could be doing. There would be the high rope activities, survival activities, archery, challenges, initiative tests, orienteering, compass skills, and doing the ecology activities that we've just seen. So let's look at the accommodation now. The accommodation, each room has 4 bedded bunk rooms with sinks inside them. On the same accommodation block, there are leaders' rooms and a leaders' lounge in each of the sections. We would probably be taking over the whole of this building here, but the number of children, with depending on the number of children that go, but usually with the average size that we have of children going, I anticipate that we would take over this whole building. It's secure, it's a single story. There are disabled bathroom facilities, including a wet room again, and there are 3 outside covered briefing areas. I think you can see one in the foreground here, where we can actually talk to the children about what's going on in that particular day, and also do our award ceremony that we do each evening as well. And it's landscaped, includes child-friendly and disabled access paths. Here, in this particular picture here that we can see, this is the restaurant, and again the food, the menu looked amazing. There was paninis and soup for lunch, and a choice of meal on an evening for the children. So, and food is always, believe you me, when they've been out in that fresh air all day, food is hugely important. And I'm keen to point out, they were keen to point out as well, that they do cater for all dietary needs. So this is an example of a day in the life of Fairthorne Manor that your child would experience. So they get up at a reasonable time, we would hope, and go for breakfast, which lasts an hour, and then they would have a first activity. And the first activity here is archery. Then they could go on to a second activity. Then they'd have lunch. Then there'd be 2 more activities in the afternoon with a little break in between, and then they'd go for dinner. They're allowed an hour for dinner, then we'd probably go back to Ben's house for a little bit, and then there would be evening entertainment. And the evening entertainment, which lasts an hour, could be anything from a disco one night to wide games the next night. And then there's hot chocolates and biscuits at the end of that. And then hopefully they'll be so tired, they'll go straight back to Ben's house and get their heads down ready for the next day's activities. But hopefully, above everything else, they will remember this trip forever. So this is just a few things of what children have said about the previous school residentials that we've been at in the past. They get so much out of these residentials. One of the quotes here is, "My favourite activities were the climbing walls, learning survival skills, and the high ropes. I wish I could do it again. It was great to spend time with my friends and experience new things that I'd never done before. I was so proud of myself, and I really enjoyed my school residential and would love to go again." And we hear this time and time again from the children. It's just, they seem to, when they come back from the residential, they've got a shared experience that they've done together as a whole year group, and it's lovely to see them mixing with children outside of their own classes in the time that they're there. So what happens next? Well, a letter will be sent out shortly via your child with details of the cost, how to reserve a place for your child, deposits, deadlines, etc. So that will come out, and then if you have any questions, please do email the office with your questions, and I'm sure they'll be able to answer them. So just to remind you, the Stoke Park Year 6 residential for 2022 is at Fairthorne Manor, and it is from Monday the 7th of November until Friday the 11th of November. I do hope you found this presentation helpful. And again, if you do have any questions, please in the first instance, email them through to the office at the usual email address that you have. And hopefully we'll see your children in Year 6 next year and at Fairthorne Manor. Thank you and goodbye.